Hey, everybody, welcome to, let's see, this is 97, I think, right?
Yep.
97, 97th episode of Making It Up as We Go. And as you can tell, Ryan is not with us tonight. He is off with his bride going to concert somewhere. So hope him and the missus are having a good time, and I'm going to try to do my best to fill in for him. Since he's gone. He gave me some homework to do today, and I did it. So hopefully, I'll know what I'm talking about when we get started talking about those videos. But so welcome everybody. Paul, what's going on with you, buddy?
Hey, I've been trying to make my messy workshop less messy.
What?
What? I didn't say I've been having a lot of luck at it, but I've been trying. I've put away more stuff than I've gotten out.
Okay. Well, that's a net gain there, I think.
It is. It is.
So
Yeah, but you're not living up to your name.
Oh,
If you
believe
clean it
me,
up.
I have a lot of cleaning yet to go.
Okay.
all right. Well, that's a good deal. I guess Paul's not going to be here, so I guess I could. Let's see if I remember
Yeah,
which
he
one
must
it
have
was.
lost
There
his
we go.
power. He must have lost his power in the storms.
All right. Well, we'll get rid of that box. I left it on there in case he showed up, but we'll add it back if he comes in. All right. Well, good deal, Paul. I'm glad that you're working on it. You know, we're still going to do our support group.
We are. We are. Yes.
uh,
You don't need to worry about being the only member.
okay. All right. All right. Well, how about you, Sean? What have you been up to?
No good. I was going to say, Ryan, what happened? You changed. Actually, I've been having a lot of fun. A while ago, I picked up the Adventure, the A5M Flash Forge printer, and oops, let me see if I can turn here just right. And there it is.
Yeah, I saw when you were putting. Now, some of that you get some of it. You buy some of it, and then the other parts you print out yourself. Is that how it works?
Exactly. The all the yellow and all the blues printed, and of course you can tell that was done on the bamboo,
Yeah, yeah.
which is kind of it's a neat kit. Um, 1 to 10, I'd give it an 8. Theoretically, I could have laser cut everything, but it was a little faster to do it this way. But yeah, it's not a bad little printer, especially for what it is. Um, I just like them enclosed, so might as well dress it up and make it look good.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the color scheme on that one.
Little fallout, kind of the bolt tech. I'm gonna move myself around here for a sec. There we go.
All right.
Yeah, I'm loving that though. And what have you been up to?
Well, for those, since this is a different channel, if you've been following me on the other channel, on my channel, the where I do the CNC Q&A podcast, you probably know that I have been working on a project and I haven't said anything about it because I'm just kind of keeping it, flying under the radar. But it has been a really big project, and I will say that I am having a ball working on this thing. And I think, just from what I haven't been able to power it up and test it under power yet, but just doing what testing I've done and everything, I think it's going to be pretty sweet. I've still got a ways to go, but I was just telling Paul earlier before we went live that my original plan was to try to be finished by the end of spring, or summer starts what 20th or something of June, I think. So that was my goal, to try to make this a spring project and have it done when summer starts. But actually, even with some of the shipping delays I've had with some parts and mainly hardware that I've been ordering for this thing, I'm really a little farther along than I thought I would be. So my goal now is to try to have it done by Memorial Day, which
Oh, cool.
we're a week away. So I have been working diligently, staying focused, and I think everybody's going to be surprised when they see what it is.
I
So
know I will. I have no clue.
well, nobody does. This is probably the first time I've
No,
ever done something where I haven't slipped up and told or showed somebody
Yep,
something.
yep.
The only one, the only
I've been
person,
heckling.
the only person that knows I'm working on this, and I've been sending him progress pictures, and that's my old buddy Jim. And he's not on Facebook or
Oh,
you know, he's not on any of that social media stuff. So he
no way,
keep me
no way for the
motivated
cat to get
by
out of the bag
yeah. He's
I've
not
been
going to let it.
heckling him. I've been heckling him, and he won't even give me a hint.
with no luck.
Nah. Well, I
No, no
couldn't.
luck.
I can't think of a hint that I could give you that wouldn't at least, I won't say give it away, but you pretty much know, I think. But yeah, I think everybody's going to be real surprised when they see it, and I can't wait to get it done.
Is
And
it?
I've
Is
been
it?
having a
You,
lot of fun,
I,
not just working on that, but in working with this. I had my old precision. I say old. I've had it. I don't know, 2 or 3 years now. My Precision Matthews 25 manual mill, and it's been another one of those things that I really wanted. And then when I bought it, I made a couple of things, and then that was it. It's been sitting there collecting dust. But I have really been using that thing manually, of course, machining some parts for this project. And I've also thoroughly enjoyed my Bamboo Lab P1S printer because I have made so many things. Because if you spend a lot of time, if you take a piece of aluminum and you mill something out with the manual mill, and then you go, well, this doesn't work right. I need it to do this. Well, what I've been doing is making all the prototypes using that bamboo printer and making sure everything fits right. And then once I get that right, then I know what to make out of aluminum. So it
That's
has
pretty
been
cool.
it has been just a ton of fun running the mill, the 3D printer, and just doing some of that redneck engineering that I've had to do to make this work. But
See
I
that?
think folks will be surprised at what I'm making over here when I get ready to do it. But
That's the one thing I love about the 3D printers. If you're going to get into cutting aluminum or metals, why not prototype it plastic? If it works in plastic, it's going to work in the metal.
yeah, well, there
Plastic.
was a spacer, just a simple spacer that I needed to make. And I was gonna make it out of 1/2 inch aluminum. Well, it turns out it needed to be a little bigger than a half, like 0.54 or something like that. I can't remember the exact dimension. So I thought, well, let me just, it's not like it's going to be around anything to get warm, and plus I can run it out of PETG, which has a higher temperature thing than the TLA, and I can print it at 100%. So it's
Yeah.
a solid block. Yeah, it's plastic, but it's good and solid. And now that I've put it on there, I'm probably not going to remake that part in aluminum. I think it's probably because it's just a spacer.
Mhm.
It just needed to space something off just that odd amount. So, and if I'd made it out of aluminum, I would have had to take a piece of half and then get another piece and mill it down to make up the difference, and but yeah, the 3D printer knocks that stuff out. Even when you print 100%, it doesn't take that much longer to print stuff like that. So
Right.
So anyway, that's what I've been up to. And like I
Perfect.
said, anybody that is curious enough and wants to see what it is, you need to go subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow along on the CNC Q&A podcast, because whenever I get it done, I'll be doing the big reveal on that Wednesday night, and then probably have the video released at the same time or whatever. But that's the other thing that takes a while is I haven't really shot that much video, but I've taken a lot of pictures. So, and that always takes time when you have to stop and do something like that. So anyway, that's pretty much it.
Is this thing that you're building mobile?
It's on casters.
Is it a robot?
No.
Oh, okay.
So it's bigger than a bread box.
Bigger than a bread box.
It's bigger than a bread box. Yes, it's bigger than a bread box. I'm willing to bet that I'll give you this clue. I will give you this clue. Every person that's watched any of my videos has seen at least part of it before. But
It's a horizontal work surface. It looks like an average CNC.
no, it's not. It's not a expensive assembly table like Brian used to call my Avid. But anyway, we'll enough for the hits. Y'all just have to wait another week or two.
One quick question: how long has it been noticeable in your, like, for the last couple of years, the last year?
Oh, I've had it. The part that you would have seen before, I've had it almost 20 years.
Oh wow!
Ooh. Wow.
Yeah, probably since let's see, 2025. Probably about since 2007 or 2008.
Dude, I'm gonna be going back scouring through videos.
You'd have to. I still think the chances of you guessing it would be pretty slim. Anyway, we got like 10 videos to get through tonight. Let's get ready to check those out. Like I said, I did my homework. I watched every single one, and I'm not talking just skim through it. I'm talking I watched every single one.
I am so glad you're
all the way
ball.
through, and a couple of them was pretty long. But let's go ahead and get started talking about that. Sean, you know how to do whatever it is you do, and I will hit
this over. And
okay. Yeah, this is the first one Ryan had listed. This is Macy Makes, and she's kind of gotten into making everyday things into storage things, hence the little thing. But I think Ryan was most interested in the cactus. He's made some of those. Let's see, look how she's doing a little TV. And from what I remember her saying in that video, she is a big fan of using AI to generate a lot of this stuff. So I have only kind of dabbled with the AI thing. I jumped on the bandwagon and made the
oh, it's Ryan.
well, I'm gonna mute him so he doesn't get a copyright strike. Hey, buddy.
Oh, that's crazy.
All right.
I was trying to figure out where I screwed up and where the music was coming.
Yeah, I kept thinking, I know I muted YouTube over here. What's going on? Oh, does he want me to put him on?
Yeah, why not?
There he is.
Is he
Should I
still muted?
unmute him?
Yeah, go for it.
It's loud.
It's really loud.
Have fun.
Okay, now if we get a copyright strike, it's your fault, buddy.
It's on him.
Yeah, that's on you. All right. Surprise cameo by the man himself.
That was fun.
All right. So is this still Macy
We're
Makes right here?
still on Macy.
All right. What software is she using for that? Is that SketchUp?
Onshape?
Oh, Onshape. Okay.
That is different.
All right.
It kind of reminds me of Fusion, but not. It doesn't.
Yeah. Yeah.
It looks like a child between SketchUp and Fusion, and this is what you get.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that little gal is she's pretty talented as far as doing all this stuff with 3D printers and even I think even when she gets files, she modifies them and kind of makes them her own on this stuff. But
It's come a long ways in a short period of time.
Yeah, I still haven't gone to get that cactus thing. I keep forgetting. Ryan said he thought it was still available. I don't know if it is or not. She said it was going to be available free for the first 24 hours or something, but I never did get it. So I don't know if it's still available or not. I'll have to remember to check it out.
Yeah, that is the one thing that she does is she comes out with something, she'll throw the video up on it, then she offers it for free for 24 hours, which is really cool.
Yeah.
I can't.
All right. Well, let's keep moving because we got so many of them. The next one is from Mitsubishi Makes, and what I got out of this video is this is somebody who's just going to throw a bunch of money at an Ender 3 and see how fast he can make it. He's hoping to make the world's fastest Ender 3, and I'm like, yeah, but it's still an Ender 3.
It's still a bed slinger.
But it's interesting, all the stuff he did. It's kind of like the old days when people would get a printer like an Ender 3 and then spend the first 2 months they haven't made a single thing other than parts for that Ender 3. But yeah, I don't know how much money he spent on it, but it seemed like he had plenty to throw at this thing. And I don't think, if I remember correctly, I don't think he even got finished when the video. Maybe he did. I can't remember. One of the videos I watched. I don't remember if it was this one or not. But a lot of 3D printed parts and all kind of souped up stuff. And
see, anymore it's hard for me to modify a printer. Well, I mean, this one here it needed enclosing, but other than that, the new ones just seem to run so nice.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Bamboo kind of set everything on fire, and now you got all these other companies, trying to mimic the bamboo, and the speed is there. So, as well as the quality. So I don't know why you would throw a bunch of money at something like this to get it. I hope it works for him.
Yeah.
What I mean, it should as much stuff as he's put on there, but he's putting dual motors and linear rails and all kinds of stuff on these things. He even had I think the belt was really big on it too, on one of the axes.
I'd assume it'd be the bed because that's a lot of weight to sling.
Yeah.
Let's see.
But like I said, in the end, it's still an Ender 3, and it's still a bed slinger. So I don't know.
That's all fancy though.
It is. It is.
Linear rails and all.
I guess I'll have to try to follow up with this guy and see how it turns out. All righty. Let's see. The next one is Shade Tree Works. Now, this was a longer video. I think it was about 30 minutes or so. Did y'all watch this one?
I didn't get a chance to.
Okay. Well, get a cup of coffee.
Well, yeah, that is a good one. That's a lot of engineering to do that.
Well, it's kind of neat.
It is.
But the whole time I'm watching him go through all this stuff, I'm like, man, you're putting a lot of work into that.
Yeah,
I don't know what he's going to do with it. You
It
know,
looks like a puzzle.
It is. It's a puzzle.
Oh, like the 3D printer ones where you have to, turn it like a maze.
yeah, it's a 3D maze kind of. He calls it the maze box. But it's pretty interesting video because he goes into the detail of how he figured it out and all that. But I'm thinking, man, that's a lot of work for just a little puzzle thing.
Kind of cool. Keep your
More than what I would want to do for sure.
See the finished one here. Does he have it finished?
Yeah, he finishes it.
Yeah, he gets it finished.
It just drives me crazy how precise that has to be.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's beautiful looking when you think about it, though.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, different strokes for different folks, I guess.
I can see if you're into puzzles, solving puzzles. Now, is that the actual pattern on the inside that he shows?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, he made a copy of it and put it on top so people can look at that and kind of help to know how it needs to go. But
that's slick, honestly. And he gives you a cheat sheet, theoretically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's inlaid. Wow.
Yeah, it's a neat little project. Like I said, just I'm not sure what the end thing was to
store your gold in.
Okay. But you got the combination right on the top of the box.
Yeah, I got a combination for it. It's called a saw.
Yeah.
A laser.
A laser, yeah. No, that is cool, though. That is cool. For anybody that's into puzzles, I can see that.
Yeah, I just don't know how you could sell it, though, because I'm sure he's got hours and hours and hours of time in it. I mean, like I said, the video, I think, was 30 minutes on it. So it's pretty cool. It's a good watch if you like that kind of stuff.
A lot of sanding.
Yeah, lots of sanding.
That's Dave. That's why you dread it.
Yeah.
The sanding part. Nice woods, though. So did he use walnut?
Walnut for the top and the bottom.
Okay.
And he cut it all out on a 150.
Nicely done.
I like that stool he had in the background. Did y'all see that?
No, I didn't notice.
Watch when he walks away. You look right behind where he's standing. You'll see a stool.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
That looks nice.
I wonder.
All right.
I bet you made that one too.
Yeah, I bet he did too. All right, this guy is YouTube channel Figure Feedback. And he's talking about, I'd almost go as far to say he was griping about the bamboo price jump and then how it came back down, but he was kind of griping that it didn't come back down as back to where it was before. So, but you know, that's kind of way stuff works. When stuff takes a big jump up, it comes back down a little bit, and then that way they can say, "Hey,
we dropped the price."
yeah, we dropped the price." And it doesn't matter if it's not what it used to be.
And most people think they're getting a bargain because the
Yeah,
price came down.
yeah. But
Well, it's the new bargain.
yeah. Well, you know, I guess if we're putting tariffs on them, they got to make a little money too. They can't give it away for nothing.
True.
So people are going to still buy them. Of course, I expect their prices to come down even more because the competition is starting to catch up
Oh yeah.
now.
When you look at this
John's
one,
got what? You got 2 or 3 back there that
under $300.
yeah.
Well, before shipping and yeah. And I'll tell you what, the Elegoo, that one there is, I think it's competition,
Yeah.
and that's $299. No plastic. It's all glass and metal.
No AMS, but still a good fast little machine.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And I think that's the one they're talking about putting an AMS on, or
Yeah.
something similar to an AMS.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure they'll call it something different. They all like to make up their own names for those things.
Multi-material.
Yeah, yeah. But anyway, yeah, this guy, I kind of skipped through his because it just seemed like he was just, like I said, kind of griping about the prices. I'm like, yeah, well, what are you going to do? You know,
Yeah, it is what it is. I mean,
it is what it is. And we just have to pay whatever it is.
so theoretically, it only went up $50.
Wait for me to buy one, then the price will go down.
Yeah, after you buy it.
After I buy it, of course.
Yeah.
I have a feeling, yeah, with new competition coming into play, I have a feeling their prices are going to drop.
Yeah. Well, they'll have to if, you know, because some of those others, if they start coming out with an AMS type thing to go with it, and they'll still be way under the
Mm-hmm.
bamboo price. In fact, they probably, with the printer and the AMS thing, will be less than just the P1S or something.
What is it? The Cobra Max came out, and it's lower than any of those, or the what is it? Anycubic Cobra. I don't know if it's the Max. I think it's the Cobra 3, and it's I think under $400 with an AMS, or with the multicolor.
Yeah.
$379, under 400. Yeah.
Well, I'm really enjoying my P1S, as I mentioned, and I have the AMS, but I keep 4 different colors in there, and I don't really use it for multicolor stuff. I just like today when I got ready to print something, I go, oh, I don't want that color. I want black this time. So you just click on it and boom, off you go. You don't have to load anything up. You can keep 4 of them loaded up, different colors.
Or
But
if
I
you're
think
doing,
I've done 1 or 2 things that have been multicolor, and I just don't like doing them because there's too much poop.
too much
You
waste.
know, when you waste more filament than you use, I'm like, well, that's not worth doing to me.
Mm-mm.
But that's just me.
No, haste makes waste. Waste
All right,
makes-
let's move on to the next one, Sean. This is from our buddy Steve over at Ventari. He made some little stackable bins. You can see he's got a shelf that he's built back there right behind his head.
Looks like French plates.
And he makes some little stackable bins to get organized. Paul, take note on this now.
I saw those. I watched that video.
But he actually not only got to make the bins, but he's actually kind of showing off 2 different machines during the process, or kind of reviewing, I guess you could say. But he uses the X-Tool P2 and the X-Tool S1 for this different project here. So,
Oh, that's cool.
and then when he got done, I think he's offering the files for those for just a couple of bucks or something. I hadn't looked, but I think he was going to put them on there for $1 or $2, and if somebody else wanted to get them and make themselves some.
That's a cool idea. I just noticed Dave hanging up on not the other Dave. Hey.
Yeah.
Well, if you watch a Clack video, you'll see he's got a thing of Steve
Yeah,
in his shop.
there he is. That's fun. Yeah, those two go back and forth on that one.
Yeah.
So Clock on a laser and Steve on a stick. Ah. Well, he goes through the design and everything on them.
Yeah. Yeah, Steve always does a real good job on his videos. He's very thorough.
Yeah.
You know.
Easy to understand.
Yeah.
Yeah. And man, when he does like review videos, he does like every possible type of material that thing can cut or engrave or whatever it is. He runs through a lot of stuff. I don't know how he has time to do all that stuff for the videos he makes. Especially, he's young fella. He's got a regular day job, so
Yeah.
I don't know how they have time to do all that stuff and put videos out just boom, boom, boom.
And a family on top of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
These
So
are
I know for one of these he was using the CA glue to just get it in a hurry, but he also tried out some other glue that's I forget what it was called, but it's kind of like an Elmer's glue. So there's the one where he's clamping that one.
Tight bond.
Oh, I'll have to check that one out.
Is that tight bond extended time or something?
Oh, this
Well,
one's
there's another, I think, a bottle behind that clamp where the first one he did, it was, it's a maker, I think, that created that glue.
Oh,
He talks about it. But it's kind of like an Elmer's type glue. It's a white glue. Yeah, that's what he's using there on that first one.
Steve, you didn't show the bottle.
Well, if you watch the video, and by the way, folks, anybody that's out there watching, of course, I know Ryan forgets this a lot too, but all these videos are listed below in the description. So if you want to go watch these, if you haven't already, you can get the link down below. Go check them out.
Now, if I'm correct, he made these stackable too.
Yes, they are.
See, that's cool. You don't need no lids or anything. You just literally just set them on top of each other.
And I like how he put the little card slot on the front where you can put a tag. Even if you just write it out on paper, you can put a tag in it so that you know what's in that thing. And then, of course, if that changes, you can change the thing instead of engraving it right on the box itself.
Or unless you're like me and you just take a pencil, you write on the drawer. Then you grab the sander later and you sand it. Then you write on it. Then the only bummer is eventually that wood thins down. Really
Yeah. Eventually, you got a hole in the front of your drawer.
I was going to say, unless you're like me and you put a label on there and then 2 years from now there's something else in there, but you forgot to change a label. So you're hunting all over for.
Yeah, there's a good look at the, and even on one of them, he makes some acrylic. I guess the box that he's going to keep his acrylic drop pieces in, he made an acrylic tag for the front of it.
Let's see, did I find it?
There it is.
Yeah.
I did that on the next tool.
So that's pretty cool. And it looks like they fit in his shelf pretty good.
Steve, that's a slick idea. I'm definitely going to have to make some. Now, and you said these files are going to be available on Etsy?
Etsy, yeah.
Well, I can't remember if he said his Etsy store or his website or maybe both, but he said they'll be available for $1 or $2,
Yeah, let's take a peek.
But they're probably down below in this description.
Yep, right there. It's got an Etsy store.
Okay.
Yeah. You know what? I know we're kind of off script here a little bit, but I just got to look. Oh, he's only asking $4 for them. That's not bad. And you cut as many as you want.
Yep. And you get both sizes.
Yeah, he's got a couple of different sizes. So, yeah, like you said, for $4, I wouldn't even want to spend my time drawing them myself for $4.
No. I mean, you think about it. What's going to take about 45 minutes or an hour maybe to do all of it, to draw it all up.
Yeah.
My time's worth more than $4 for an hour.
Yeah. Plus, they've already, it works. So all the thinking's been done for you.
Well, that alone is the money saver.
Yeah, there was a good thing of the way they stack. I like that.
Yeah.
Look, that's what you need, Paul. Go get those files right now.
Have you ever seen the wall in Sean's shop? That's what I need.
Which
yes,
wall?
I have. Well,
the wall.
You don't get to see it very often because it's where the camera's facing the other way.
Yeah.
The table's such a mess.
Yeah.
It looks
I
like
have seen it. I don't think we were live when he showed it.
No. Oh no, it wasn't live.
But I have seen it. He has a whole wall of them.
Oh, I have my back room's the same way. My
dungeon.
Oh yeah, except that one I use pretty much for like all my paints and stuff, my airbrushing and miscellaneous. But yeah, same principle as this almost. I mean, mine are more drawers, but it's storage.
Yeah. All right, there you go, Paul. $4.
Yep. There you go.
All right.
$4.
This is from CNC Labs. And this is I can't remember this guy. Is this Daniel? I can't remember these guys' names. I think his name's Daniel. Anyway, he's one of the dudes with CNC Labs, and this video he's talking about some G-Sender tips and tricks and some of the new features and stuff. And I have seen, I'm a member in quite a few different CNC Facebook groups. and pretty much every one that I'm a member of, you'll always see people talk about, even though they're not talking about an alt mill or a long mill or whatever, they're just talking about a Gerbil based machine,
Mm-hmm.
and they like G Sender. And I don't blame them. To me, it's the best one out of all of those others. It's way better than Universal G Code Sender or Candle or any of those others. I think this one is really good, and it's free. You don't have to be one of their customers to get it. You can just go to their website and download it. So
Oh, that makes it nice. So that's any Gerbil based router then.
yeah, it'll be well. That's what I used when I was demoing those Nemo Labs machines. When I wasn't using their offline controller, but if I had it connected to the computer, I was using G Sender.
Hmm.
But yeah, he goes through a lot of some of the things you might already know if you've been using it for any time, but you never know. You might find some little nugget in there that he shows that you didn't know. I find those all the time when I'm watching people do stuff in VCarve Pro,
Mm-hmm.
and I've been using VCarve Pro for nearly 20 years, and I'll see them do something. I go, oh man, I didn't know you could do that.
That's snazzy. Yeah, that's why I say I. People ask me a bunch of questions about certain programs. It's like I know enough to get me in trouble.
Yeah. Well, when you do kind of the same stuff over and over, you get good at what you do, but that still don't mean you know the whole software,
Yeah.
because it'll do a whole ton of stuff. But sometimes I learn something that I know how to do what they do, but I do it a totally different way. Because a lot of times, like I said, when you've been using it as long as I have, some of these things weren't available. So I would do stuff kind of a roundabout way, and then they come up with a button you can click and it does it. And I still do it the other way because I'm used to doing it that way.
Yep.
So,
but it still gets done.
It gets done. That's right. Yeah, this is a good video if you've got either one of their machines or, like I said, any Gerbil based machine.
No, that's their 2 foot by 4 foot, isn't it?
I think that was just a 2-footer.
That's the one I'm actually wanting. I would love to get my hands on that table. I would trade my Laguna in a heartbeat.
That is a slick little machine. I really like that Altman.
See, and the funny part is I measured the floor space that my machine's taking now, the Laguna. This is the same, and my machine's a 2 foot by 3 foot, and this is a 2 by 4. And then I get the
Well,
biggest.
I think the depth on this one is about 3 feet because you always have some space that you
Right.
lose. But they did make it 4 feet where you can do 4 feet wide, so that makes the footprint that way not much bigger than that.
No, it fit in the same as the Laguna.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd get a whole another foot of cutting area. And
Yeah.
you 4x8 sheets. You don't have to specify, because when I cut a sheet for the 2 foot by 3 foot, I'm getting five pieces, but 4 of them are 2 by 3, and the other one is a 2 by 4. Okay, so sometimes I end up with waste depending upon what I'm cutting. With this, I can literally take a 4x8 sheet and just cut 4 2 foot by 4 foot pieces out of each sheet.
Yeah.
And I'm liking that idea.
Yeah. We'll get you one.
Oh, I'm tempted.
Take it with you, man.
No, that's true. My kids can take it though.
Yeah, if you don't spend it, your kids are gonna.
Yeah.
Yeah, that works, I guess. I mean, they're spending it now, so
Well, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's move on to the next one. The next one on the list is this guy. I've mentioned this guy on my channel before. It's Travis Mitchell.
mhm.
This dude just makes all kinds of stuff, and now he started working on. This is a part one video of making a DIY metal 3D printer. And the way this thing works, I didn't even know what it was because I kept thinking, what do they mean metal 3D printer? But this thing's got some kind of laser on it,
Mm.
and it sprinkles metal powder, and then the laser goes over it and fuses it into metal or something. I'm like, holy cow. But
Think of think of it like a resin printer, but instead of resin, you're using aluminum powder. And
yeah,
then, yeah, instead of UV, you're using the heat from the laser beam itself.
yeah. I don't know.
I think
I
it's
can't.
cool.
I'll be following along. I recently subscribed to this guy because I've been watching his series on how he built his DIY 1,000-watt laser machine, and he's cutting stainless steel and all kinds of stuff with that thing. But this is going to be a heck of a project uh, that he's taken on here, and I can't wait to see how it works. Mainly because I want to see how those things work. I can't even wrap my head around taking some kind of metal powder and then hitting it with a laser and it fuses it into a part and still have a good finish. I'm having
Yeah.
trouble getting my head wrapped around that part of it. So we will see, I guess. Now that piece he just laid in there, he cut that on his little laser. He showed that earlier.
1,000 watt, little.
Yeah,
Oh lordy. Oh,
there
there
it
it is.
is. There it is. That is, I would love to have one of those, but I
Now,
don't have room for something like that.
didn't you work with something like that?
Well, I've worked at fab shops where
Yeah.
they have lasers that cut, heck, the shop here in town that I used to work at, they've got a 6,000-watt laser currently, and when I talked to him the other day, he said they're going to get a 15,000-watt.
Oh, it's crazy.
Uh, so they cut 1-inch thick steel plate with that thing. So this is a 1,000-watt, and I don't know what he's cutting. Probably maybe 16, 18, 20 gauge, something like that, stainless steel. It's pretty thin, but still, look how fast he's cutting.
And precise.
Yeah.
No
Yeah, it's way
snags.
better than a plasma. You don't have all the dross and stuff, uh, like you do with a plasma. But this is going to be a great video series for this guy. So, like I said, this is just part one. He built this that's just a frame that he's going to use to test the laser and the controller and stuff. So,
Yeah, that's gonna be a neat follow.
going to be a neat little project there. All right, let's move on to the next one.
Dave.
Hey, didn't we just see this guy's picture?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, now look right back.
Well, nope, he's covered.
Yeah, he just covered him up, but I think that's Steve's picture he's got back in his shop. But
There he
this
is.
was a really cool little project. And as I've often said, when you talk about projects that make money and sell well, anything related to kids, like birth announcements, which is kind of what this thing is, uh, weddings, that kind of thing. does really well. People, even if people fall on hard times, women will always spend money on wedding stuff and baby stuff.
Oh, anything. I know.
Yeah. Now, I don't think there's a niche for divorce stuff, but I'll have to look into that.
You could start a whole new niche.
Well, I was thinking about that as I watched this because I'm thinking about wedding stuff and baby announcement stuff. I go, nobody ever congratulates you when you get a divorce.
Huh.
You don't get no wood plaque or nothing. I'm just
that'd
saying,
be
maybe there's a
fun.
niche there nobody's found yet.
I think it'd actually work. It's
Yeah.
crazy enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
All you got to do is find out who wanted out,
Yeah.
and then make that personalize it. So
Now see, he's looks like he's engraved the outline of the name, and then he'll put that on there in a separate piece towards the end. And this really came out nice. I really like it. And like you said, that will be something that's kind of like a family heirloom that'll probably be passed down
Yeah, that's cool.
through generations and stuff. I don't know if hospitals still do it now, but way back when I was born, you got some cheesy little certificate from the hospital that had your date and the time and the weight and the length, and then they'd even have your where they'd take your foot and ink it and put your
Hey,
footprint.
Dave. I think they call it a birth certificate.
yeah,
No, I'm talking about this is just a thing from the
doctor, yeah.
hospital. I don't think this is just a birth certificate. This is just
No, they still do. I got that with my kids too.
okay. All right.
Well, at least here they do. Let's see.
Yeah, here he's putting the Madeline name on there.
Now, when you did your puzzles, didn't you do your backer similar to this? Like when you did your Popeye and those guys?
Yeah, I always put a backer board.
Now, when you did your backer board, did you engrave in it or did you just do the outline?
Well, the backer board is just a solid piece
Yeah.
behind the skeleton. See, I would cut the skeleton out and then you save the skeleton as well and then put all the pieces in after you painted them.
That's pretty cool.
See, now he's probably got a steady hand because he was able to get that glued on there in where he had it engraved good. Now, what I would have done is cut a circle and take the cutout where the name is cut out and set it on there, flushed it up, and then dropped them in.
yeah, that looks nice.
But that came out really good.
Dave has always come up with something.
And I don't think he's got that material he made that name out of. I think that was some of that pre-finished material, but he doesn't show it after he sprayed the whole thing. So I can only imagine how good it looks once he gets all that done.
Yeah, that is a cool piece.
Another good video. All right, this is cutting it close. Ryan here is going to use 6 different CNCs to cut 6 different safety signs. I guess he got people to write in suggestions of different safety signs, and some of these are kind of funny.
Show him.
That's a good sign. This project looked easier on YouTube. I like that one. I don't know which sign. I think there was a contest to see which sign was the best. I think you get to vote on it or something, but That was probably one of my favorites right there.
No, that one's pretty good.
That's his dad right there. Now he's using the Shapeoko 5 Pro, I think is what that machine is. This router already screams enough. Oh yeah, no drama. This router already screams enough is what that sign was. They're using, for all of these signs, they're using that color core stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So you just mill down, I don't know, 30 thousandths or whatever and reveal the color that's underneath, which in this case, this is a yellow and black sandwich board.
The CNC has no mercy. Treat it like a hungry shark. Oh yeah, it'll eat your fingers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's the alt mill there that he's doing. I can't remember which machine it is, but his dad cuts his finger on one of them.
In this video?
Yeah.
Yeah. On the
Oh, I think it's this one. Yeah, they show that.
The rusty one.
See, he's done cut his thumb, getting his DNA all over everything, even on the sign. So
I'll
no
tell you-
touchy, no touchy the spinny thing. Of course, got his dad's DNA all over that one.
Yeah, I don't think some people realize how sharp,
Yeah, they don't have to be spinning. Just
No, Cody's blades, they'll cut without spinning. I don't know what he's using on this one, but
Oh, it looks like he's using a deburring tool to get the little threads off. Yeah,
well,
that's what
I'm in bit for the router.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if he says what he's using. Probably not much. Probably just a little 1/8 inch end mill or something. Because, like I said, with that color core, you only got to go down 30, 40 thousandths or so before you hit the other color.
That sign looks good, blood and all.
Yeah, his dad will never live that one down. All right, now he's on the shop saber.
That's a beast.
I'm not sure why he's got it named Karen. I don't know if he said that.
Does the machine nag at him? That material does look good.
yeah.
I don't know if you've been in my shop, squints for safety. No.
Yeah, John Thompson said he's got his own brand of bit, so
Oh, okay.
I'm sure he probably doesn't use Jenny bits or anything else, at least in the videos. He's probably only going to push his own bits, which, like I was griping about that on my show the other week, because so many of them are doing that, but
just rebranding.
They're just rebranding bits they're buying from somebody else, or they're getting another company to make them, and for them they're not making the bits.
No.
Now this is this big boy here, the dual head. Now this is his employee Thomas, he said, so he has him set this thing up, and I forget, I think they said it took like an hour to get this thing set up because of having to move the dual heads and get them the right distance apart so they can cut two at once. And I'm like, well, this is kind of a machine that costs that kind of money. It should be making money, not fiddling around with this kind of, not fiddling around with YouTube videos. But what do I know?
Well, I mean, unless you set it up once and then you're doing nothing but runs on it, I get it. But it sounds like to set up for one project, it'd be better just to go use another machine.
Yeah. Well, he said this was his $300,000 machine, so I guess he's wanting to show it off. But it seems like kind of a waste to me if you're just using it to make a YouTube video like this, when the thing should be cranking out. That thing should be cranking out money.
He probably is. I mean, he only has 130,000 subscribers. Pretty sure YouTube didn't pay for that.
No. Well, if you know what gets me about this guy is if his business is doing as much as he claims it is in these videos, I don't know why he's even fooling with YouTube.
Advertising? Yeah, but we don't get to see what his business really is.
Yeah, that's true.
Ego.
Ego. Well, it's like all those guys that just have to have the bamboo. Oh, sorry, Dave.
What does that say? Feed rate anxiety zone or something like that.
Oh.
Tennessee Wood Sign says that machine makes his animal piggy banks and he makes multiples at once.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Oh yeah, because he does.
Well, we know he makes two at once because it's got two heads. So
I like the drama one. That one's pretty good.
yeah, I think I still like the first one. The project looked easier on YouTube because that's usually the case. You know, no matter what it is you're watching. So, all right, we got one more here. This one is from BDW53. And he's making a Delta tool changer. Now this, if you are into the Delta style 3D printer machines, this would be of interest to you, but I didn't quite, I've never messed with one of these, so I didn't quite understand what the big deal was, but I'm sure it is. But it drops off. It's held on there with magnets, and then it drops off. You know, it moves to one spot and drops one off, and then goes and picks up another one, kind of like an automatic tool changer. But I'm not really sure what the purpose is. Now he does make this benchy, and it's got two different colors, so I guess that's what the tool change part is. It's running black and then running gray with another one.
It reminds me of the what is it, the Prusa?
See, there it goes. It's going to drop that one off. And now it's going to go over and pick up another one. And I guess that one's got the different color in it.
Yeah, I think this is the first time. Now I've seen them where they'll use the it's like a single head that's shaped like a diamond, and they'll have like three colors coming in, kind of like the very first color changer. Nothing like we have now. Yeah, but this is actually like the second time I've seen somebody use a color changing apparatus for a Delta.
Yeah.
Because you don't see it too much. You see it more like on the Cartesians and the enclosed units.
Yeah. Now, like I said, I don't know much about these Delta machines. Are they as popular as, say, a Core XY or a bed slinger or something like that, or are they kind of an oddball?
More of an oddball. I've had one years ago. Yeah, they're fast, but the oddball, it's so tall for the size of plate. But they're really cool to watch. I think they're cool to watch.
Yeah. It just doesn't, just watching it there, it just doesn't look very fast at all.
No,
So,
and that one was stringy. I mean, he's trying. He's trying different things, and that's what it's all
yeah,
about.
yeah. And I guess that beside there, I guess that's his purge tower. Is that what that?
Yeah, I didn't catch if he was using PLA or PET-G or.
I think it's PLA, but I know he makes a comment in the video that the filament was old, and that's why he's saying it's kind of getting the stringy stuff going on. He's blaming it on the filament.
I think it's retraction. But still, it's cool.
All you got to do is what Macy does and hit it with a torch.
Oh, those were great.
Yeah.
That was the other thing I noticed on the new printers, including the Flash Forge and the Algu, and you don't get this kind of stringing anymore with the PET-G especially.
Yeah.
PET-G,
When I first got my P1S, I bought a bunch of PLA because that's kind of what I was used to running. And then I thought, well, I wanted something that had a little higher heat tolerance. So I started running the PET-G, and I thought, man, this stuff runs as good or better than PLA. So I hardly use my PLA anymore. I've still got it'll all go bad probably just from being old before I use it up.
Now earlier on, I tried it. It was stringy, but it seems I don't know if it's the new stuff or just the newer printers. Because that whole thing is PET-G. All the yellow and blues, it's all PET-G.
Yeah.
Steve made it in a little late. We already talked about you,
Yeah,
bud.
we've been talking about you, Steve. Yeah, John says PET-G is about all I use now. That's the same way I am. In fact, I just keep it loaded up in my AMS. Like I said, I don't really use it as printing multiple colors. I just use it to store 4 different colors, so I pick which one I want to use for that thing.
Okay. Oh, you can flip us back to normal.
All righty, let's hit this. There we go.
You have to go watch the first part later.
I'm pretty sure your ears were burning.
Yeah.
No doubt. Yeah.
Mr.
We said
Steve,
all good things, Steve.
All right. Well, that was 10 pretty cool videos. Paul, which would you say out of those 10 videos, which one was your favorite?
Oh, Steve's by far.
No.
Oh, to tell you the truth, I like that puzzle that guy made.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That
But I
was
did like
neat.
Steve.
I like the storage.
Yeah.
All right, Paul.
I think my favorite out of those 10 is gonna be the Travis Mitchell, learning more about that DIY metal printing thing.
Is that kind of like center metal? Does anybody know? Because center metal is made by is powdered metal, and they put it under extreme heat and pressure, and
That's interesting.
it makes metal parts.
Yeah,
I think
I don't know anything about all the metal I know about is the kind that you use subtractive manufacturing. You punch holes in it and bend it with a press brake, or use a mill to drill a hole in it or something, or cut away something. I can't imagine how that stuff will work. That's why I'll be following that
Okay, what is it? I think it's called SLS, or it's where you have the powder,
Hmm.
right? And then you have the thing that sweeps across, and then like a laser would hit it, and then it'd sweep across. I have a feeling that this is going to be the same way, except
Something like that, huh?
instead of using a plastic, I think he'll be using a metal. I mean, he's playing around with 1,000-watt laser. Yeah, that
Yeah.
blows through steel, stainless steel. So you only need a third, not even that, a quarter of the power, a tenth of the power to melt metal.
Well, I know that he said in that video that just about everybody that has commented on it when he said he was going to do one of those recommended that he not do it because of the big headache it is, and it could be dangerous. And I guess you have to have the thing 100% sealed up because you got to have a certain kind of gas in there and all that. So it's really going to be a pretty amazing thing. I mean, just basing that off of the other guys, the other videos that guy has made. I mean, he did at the beginning of that video. I don't think we really showed it much, but at the beginning of it, he kind of does like a quick walk around in his shop, and you see all these things he's made. He's either made them from scratch, or he'll like buy these old mills that don't even work, and then he'll refurbish them and retrofit them with all the ones I watched. He was pulling out all the control stuff and using the G3 Touch Masso with them. So pretty smart dude. Pretty smart dude.
That's gonna be neat to see.
So, alrighty then. Well, I guess we'll wrap this up. We've been going about an hour and 20 minutes or so.
Good show.
I hope
Yep.
I hope you all enjoyed me filling in for the boss man. And it was kind of cool seeing him do a cameo live from the concert.
That was a
Like I
surprise.
said, I just hope he doesn't get a copyright strike or something. But maybe it wasn't playing like. But when it first came on, I didn't even know what it was. I thought I muted YouTube over here.
Now I'm looking to see what I messed up.
Yeah, but all righty. Well, let's see. I guess. He don't have an outro, does he?
Not yet.
No, he don't have an outro. So I guess we just say goodbye and click the button. Is that how we do?
Pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Any last words?
Paul, you got anything? Tell us what you're going to work on this next week.
Nice storage, Steve.
Kiss ass. Oh.
I was waiting for that.
It's all good.
How about
All
you,
right.
Sean? You got anything?
Wednesday morning, 10 o'clock in the morning, Central Time, the real time. Coffee with Klondike. Come hang out. Who knows what I'm going to be talking about? Last week it was that girl right there. And oh, by the way, this one is also known as Bessie. That one has a name, Bessie.
Bessie. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep. You'll have to watch that video to understand that one. But yeah, no, other than that. And you, Dave?
Well, I'll be doing my Wednesday night thing, the CNC Q&A podcast. If anybody wants to check that out, like I said, probably won't be this next Wednesday, but hopefully very shortly I should be doing the big reveal on the project that I've been working on. So
Can't wait to see it.
can't wait. Well, I can't wait to get done. Although I'll probably be uh, a little sad when it is done, because to me the whole part that's fun is designing stuff. And like I said, I've been 3D printing prototype parts using PETG plastic so that I don't have to, waste aluminum. Then once I get the part figured out, then I can either run it on the old Sidewinder here and or the manual mill and make the aluminum parts. And all of that fabrication and design and all that, that's the fun part for me. But it will be fun when it's done too, I think.
Cool.
So looking forward to that. So, all right. Well, I guess we just wave and smile and hit the end broadcast button since he doesn't have an outro. So good night, everybody. Ryan will be back next week, I think. I think he'll be back next week. And we will see y'all then. Everybody have a good one.
See ya.